I have also been playing a Call of Duty game. Now, last year, around the release of Modern Warfare 3, I wrote an article that was called The Call of Duty Problem. And in it, I talk about a lot of things that you can find out over on respawnstation.com. But the one thing I said was that I had no interest in buying Modern Warfare 3. Here's the thing. I didn't have to buy it because last week it's on Xbox Game Pass. And while I haven't played a Call of Duty in quite a little bit, like quite a few months, and the last game I played, fun fact, Nick, was Vanguard. I'd been watching a few YouTubers who regularly play Modern Warfare 3, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's hop on, see how rusty I am. Fun fact, very rusty. But it's okay. It took me a little bit to get back into it.
I'm sure switching between X-Defiant and Call of Duty is also not going to do you any favors.
Absolutely. And you know what? Here's the thing. X-Defiant has been my Call of Duty replacement, my supplement, my supplemental Call of Duty. And I think one of the things I liked about X-Defiant was like, oh, it's like a very arcadey feel. And I always, on the spectrum for me, right, I think Call of Duty has been arcadey and Battlefield has been realistic. Like that was the kind of spectrum. Now, obviously, there were two back there. I think my horizons were just narrower back then. But now there's, games that are much more realistic than Battlefield, much more tactical, that are like publicly, like much more widely accepted. And then there's games that are much more arcadey than, Call of Duty. But I thought in my head that X-Defiant, I liked it because it was kind of like arcadey like Call of Duty. However, playing Modern Warfare 3, I was like, no, absolutely not. It is a different thing entirely. And I think part of that is that Call of Duty has in recent years, especially with the Modern Warfare series, gotten a bit more tactical. It's not quite Battlefield, but it is a little bit more in the middle ground. And I do think in a way I am right. I do think that X-Defiant is an older Call of Duty feel, you know what I mean? But that being said, I've played over the past few days quite a few hours of Modern Warfare 3, and I just have some thoughts, okay? I just have some thoughts. Now, the first thing, same thing Nick said, and I think kind of echoes pretty much for all Call of Duty games at this point, and it is that it is like undeniably smooth. Like these games have so much money and so much talent being poured into them that obviously they're, the best that the industry has to offer in terms of almost any regard. I'm not saying like storytelling is crazy, and I haven't even played the story, so that's not what I'm going to talk about. But in general, Call of Duty games look and feel really awesome. And like I said, it took me a little bit to get used to the movement and everything. I will say that I also, dove into the deep end and I started playing Search and Destroy, because that's the whole reason, actually, I should say. That's the reason I downloaded the game, is because I was in the mood for some Search and Destroy, and that game mode has not yet made its way to X-Defiant. So that was the main reason I went in. And going right into Search and Destroy was a terrible idea. I mean, I was like level 15 to 20, and I was in lobbies with people like 500, 800, 900. I felt, just out of my league. So I went to Team Deathmatch, and I was able to kind of recalibrate. And I did kind of, get a hang of things. I wasn't dropping, I wasn't feeding the enemy team. But that being said, I didn't really like the experience. Now, there's a few reasons I think, and again, playing through the game and thinking about it for the last few days, that explains why I'm not connecting with it. The first thing is that there's a lot of repeated maps, and in some weird like Nintendo inspired stroke, like Activision has, or Sledgehammer Games, whoever has brought in the 2023 Modern Warfare 3, they have brought maps from the first Modern Warfare 2, not to be confused with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, which didn't have multiplayer, and then Modern Warfare 2 from Infinity Ward. It's specifically the Modern Warfare 2 maps from, like the originals. So there's Rust and stuff in there. I'm forget all the name. As soon as I started saying it, Rust is the only name that came to mind.
Scrapyard.
Scrapyard. Yeah, not all of them. There's some of them in rotation. But it's weird because so some of them are just kind of like almost as you remember them, but like, you know, again, I think Rust has like this Borderlands aesthetic to it, so it's like cell shaded. One of the other maps has a variation where there's like it's like nighttime and there's like jellyfish in the sky. So it's like, dude, and there's one map I didn't recognize it, at least off the top of my head, but it was like just like spores growing all over the like tendrils growing all over the walls. It was weird variations of maps. I believe there's like some pixel maps and stuff too. But anyway,
I wonder if that's like season related or something like that.
I do think that they release new maps per season, new weapons as well. I think the new attachments, all that stuff. I think with the release of the game on Game Pass, they launched a new season of Modern Warfare 3 as well. But so these maps, honestly, you know, they're classics. They're really, really good maps. But as I was saying earlier, I think Call of Duty has changed its kind of gameplay mechanics. So the more slower and arcadey Call of Duty mechanics and gameplay of the past, which those maps were originally designed for, doesn't quite work with this, like, you know, super fast movement. You can like tactically slide and dolphin dive and like it's just all these kind of things make for some really chaotic matches that I was just like, I can't be bothered with this. And obviously Shipment's back, but like Shipment's like the nuke town for the Modern Warfare series, so it's gonna be there. But like, I mean, holy shit, it was a true. I mean, like, you know, it's Shipment, so you either getting stomped on or you're doing the stomping. So I had some very bad Shipment matches, but honestly, yeah, that was a huge thing for me. I think that the maps with the fast gameplay, and again, I'm not like, I want to make this clear, and I'm not trying to back myself up here, but I'm not just saying that because I say I'm bad at the game, because I did manage to recover. That is not a factor. And also, like, I believe it or not, okay, now I'm gonna really fucking out myself. I actually decently enjoyed Vanguard's multiplayer. Like, I played a bit of it. It wasn't like, I didn't bounce off of it immediately like I did Modern Warfare 3. And again, I haven't paid for it. I mean, I guess maybe I have because I have my Game Pass subscription, but if I bought it when it came out for 60 or I guess $70, I would have probably been disappointed just as it was. But hey.
Yeah, I'm interested to give the campaign a try because I've heard it's like one of the worst that they've ever put out.
Yes, that's also on my list because I've heard it's short and kind of like Warzone or something. And honestly, like, it sucks so much because I think that, and this happens in the Call of Duty series previously too, you know, Modern Warfare 2019 had such a good fucking campaign. I mean, it was like again, we've said it before, but like that game breathed new life into the series, and campaign was no joke. I mean, cleaning house, something like that. Whatever that mission is, like, I think top tier Call of Duty missions, just because of how like everyone talked about it. Like, oh, dude, that game, did you see that fucking mission was so real? Anyway, Modern Warfare 2, I think, kind of continued that, but then Modern Warfare 3 kind of just threw that out the window. And the same thing happens with Call of Duty. Or sorry, not Call of Duty, Black Ops. Black Ops 1 and 2, again, you're going to experience Black Ops 2, but like really like weird, cool stories, very kind of bold, weird ideas that they go for. Black Ops 3 contains the weird, but like it kind of goes maybe a little bit too abstract for some people. But then Black Ops 4 is like, hey, who cares about campaign? And you're like, what? Right. Are we talking about the same games here? So yeah, it sucks that they kind of, I don't know. If I play the campaign and you know, maybe Nick will I know he's slaughtering through these Call of Duty games, so maybe once he gets to it, we'll talk about it again. But yeah, at the moment, I don't have any interest in going back to Modern Warfare 3.